Bola Tinubu inaugurates Presidential Committee on Livestock Reforms to foster peaceful coexistence between farmers and herders. Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational Institutions hold nationwide protests to demand immediate release of withheld salaries. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu meets business community, assures of implementation of more economic-friendly policies and infrastructure to enable ease of doing business. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden's re-election candidacy under scrutiny as the NATO summit begins to lock down long-term military support for Ukraine. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I am Adibimpe Omotayo. Now, President Bola Tinubu has announced the creation of a Federal Ministry of Livestock Development to end the perennial clashes between pastoralists and farmers. Tinubu approved the creation of the ministry when he inaugurated the Presidential Committee on Livestock Reforms at the Council Chamber of the State House in Abuja. According to the president, Nigeria can now look forward to maintaining the quality and safety of these perishable goods from farm to market, thereby reducing food waste and ensuring a stable supply. The committee is expected to propose recommendations aimed at fostering a peaceful coexistence between herders and farmers, ensuring the security and economic well-being of Nigerians.
Before you, to inaugurate the Committee for the Implementation of Livestock Reform in our beloved country. First, I must say thank you very much. Who says the solution is far? I say no, the solution is here. If this traditional livestock system must be reformed to add significant and sustainable value to Nigerian socio-economic growth and development.
We definitely cannot appreciate Mr. President enough for finding this as a very key source of social stability and economic prosperity in tandem with their renewed hope agenda. Mr. President, we are going to work assiduously and do everything humanly possible to bring out all the issues and fast-track the implementation process and make it one of the distinctive success stories of your administration.
While President Tinubu will chair the committee, a former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Atairu Jega, is the deputy chairman. President Tinubu's announcement comes 10 months after he approved the establishment of a presidential committee to address herders and farmers' clashes and bolster livestock and dairy industries. Now, a bill to repeal and reenact the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Bill 2024 has passed second reading on the floor of the Senate. The bill seeks to eliminate all forms of violence against persons and to provide maximum protection and effective remedies for victims and punishment of offenders. In his lead debate, sponsor of the bill, Senator Issa Jibrin, says the old act contains provisions that are inimical to the realizations of its objectives.
This bill was enacted in 2015 against the backdrop of the rising cases of violence, especially domestic violence against women. The initial bill sought protection for women from male domination violence. In the face of opposition to its obvious gender-biased nature, the promoters renamed it, tinkered with some of its provisions, introduced seemingly gender-neutral language, and successfully obtained its passage.
The out-of-home media industry encompasses, and Mr. President, this is where you need to know exactly what it takes. It encompasses billboards, transit advertising, and digital displays. And as we know, these play a pivotal role in the country's advertising landscape today. It's of significant importance in that it addresses the multifaceted out-of-home media in our environment.
After deliberations, the bill was referred to the Senate Committee on Human Rights and Legal Matters to report back within 6 weeks.
Environment.
Bill 4 enacts to establish chartered out-of-home media practitioners of Nigeria also passed second reading. In his lead debate, sponsor of the bill, Eyinaya Abaribe, emphasizes the bill seeks to establish the regulatory body to oversee digital display and the need to professionalize engagement in the field. The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to suspend the Samoa Agreement amid alleged LGBTQ provisions. The decision follows the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by the House Minority Whip, Honorable Sani Madaki, and 87 other lawmakers. Raising the motion, Honorable Madaki says the agreement violates the nation's laws regarding LGBTQ issues and same-sex marriage.
Of such an agreement with the aforementioned clauses, if true, violate our sovereignty and is a clear contravention of Section 12(1) of 99 Constitution as amended.
Where the federal government is going into an agreement, by the provisions of Section 12 of the Constitution, the Parliament ought to be carried along. And if the Parliament had been carried along, these arguments, even from our people that we speak for, because Nigerians would have been better informed. The problem is that of lack of information. And as a Parliament, all we are saying is that we once fight that the facts